Okay, welcome everyone. This is day 9 of vibe coding in public. So today we are not going to be working on a recipe app. Um, so I've been thinking about it for a while. So the issue right now is that we are um, creating an app, but we don't have a distribution network built in first. So we need people to come to the stream to review, take a look at what's going on in the app, but we don't have that. So the whole idea behind that was that we're gonna hold on the recipe app for now, and rather create a distribution network first, so that I can have more people joining on the stream, which is gonna help boost just the viewership as well as people coming up with more questions and stuff. So the whole idea behind that is like we're gonna create the way all these socials are working now. They give you shorts or reels or TikTok videos. Those are more for distribution. That's a free way of accessing different audiences because the content gets pushed out compared to like a live stream where it's basically for your existing audience. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to create that top of the funnel videos first, so that more people can join these streams rather than um having a few of you guys in the stream. Um, so the idea behind today is basically we're gonna do a distribution app. Um, so whatever we're kind of working on in our lives, it's gonna take those live streams and we're gonna push that into like streams and shorts, into TikTok shorts and reels as well. So the way I don't want to do all of that work myself, so we're gonna utilize AI. So that's what I have been kind of thinking about and doing some brainstorming with the AI. Um, so basically, the whole idea behind this is cut the stream into short clips through AI and then paste them to the socials. So hopefully it should not take us too long, but we'll see how this goes. So to do that, I think what I wanted to do over here was kind of explain how it works. Okay, so basically this is how the funnel works. So we're gonna call this the marketing funnel, or let's call it a distribution funnel. um, what's the action that we want, or the purpose of this? Purpose is to get more people to the stream. And to get more people to the stream, we need to push more content out. The socials. and all of the short form content is distributed rather than, so basically YouTube and other socials basically work in a manner where you're first trying to get a following and then you show them content. But with the advent of like this short form type of content, it gets distributed out. So you don't need to have followers to kind of show people, but it gets pushed out. So the whole idea is we kind of get this pushed out to socials. So, and we do this by kind of reusing the reusing the stream for shorts. But now in order to reuse, we can't just give the same because we're recording this stream in a vertical or a landscape format, and most of the shorts are more on the vertical format, right? So we are going to do some conversions on it and come up with a plan, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So basically, this is what we call the top of the funnel. And we're going to do this through basically this piece here. And then once we get that, once we start getting more distribution and people start joining the stream, then we're gonna work on other stuff. But like this, I thought was more important right now than figuring out the recipe, because once we figure this out, then we're gonna continue on the recipe side of things, because then this is gonna automatically post rather than I have to go back and create those shorts manually. So it's going to automate our work, do the distribution, more people are going to start watching the stream, and then we can keep working on the recipe app. That's the plan. Let's see what kind of roadblocks we hit into. um, yeah, so with that being said, I was doing some um, brainstorming on that previously. So here's uh here's basically, okay, we're gonna bring up chat GPT codex. We're gonna go back to chat GPT. So I was just working with the chat just to see what might be an efficient way of kind of working this out. So here is the here's a big prompt, but I think it might be worthwhile to go through this. Okay. Okay, here's a codex ready prompt that asks it to turn into the idea into a more concrete technical plan. I want you to build an AI powered tool that takes a long coding live stream or a screen recorded video, identifies the best moments, and automatically turn that into vertical shorts for YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. Please improve and expand on the following plan into practical and implementation ready technical specification. So what I did over here was that I kind of started discussing the idea with ChatGPT and then asked it to convert that into a prompt that I can give Codex. And for this purposes, I used the 5.6 high version, Sol High, just so that it could do a lot of thinking beforehand before we give it to Codex. Hopefully that kind of allows us to save some of our tokens too. Okay, so Please improve and expand on the following plan into a practical implementation ready technical specification. So the product goal, the tool should accept a long stream recording initially from a local OBS file upload. Uh, the extract and transcribe the audio with timestamps, identify candidate highlight moments using an LLM, rank the best candidates best on based on suitable how suitable they are as a standalone short form videos, generate vertical 1080p videos using remotion, add captions, a title or a hook, screen cropping, and optional face camera positioning. Let the user preview, edit, approve, reject, and export the generated clips. Learn from accepted and rejected clips over time. The So I love this part that it has a feedback loop over here as well. The first target audience is coding, AI builders, screen sharing, and built-in public creators. So the proposed pipeline: OBS recording. So I would have to do a manual OBS recording, video processing with FFmpeg, timestamp transcription, transcript segmentation, AI highlight detection, candidate re-ranking, remotion preview, user review and editing, remotion rendering, and MP4 export. So here is the proposed technology stack: front end and Next.js, TypeScript, remotion, uh, and then a timeline line or range editor for adjusting clip start and end times. Backend, here's the backend. Uh, for processing, there it's going to use FFmpeg for audio extraction, video metadata, thumbnail extraction, initial clipping and pre-processing, silence detection, remotion for vertical composition, animated captions, hook and title animations, and then AI model. Use a cost-efficient model stack. Potential tasks: speech to text transcription, transcript cleanup, candidate highlight generation, candidate re-ranking, screenshots or visual verification, hook title and caption generation. So recommend specific current models, but design the system so model providers can be replaced through the adapters, which I love. So highlight detection recommend requirements. So the tool should prioritize moments such as a bug being discovered, a bug being fixed, a feature successfully working, visible before and after a surprising AI result, a strong reaction followed by an explanation of useful coding or a product lesson, a mistake and what was learned, a concise explanation of technical concepts, and a decision that changes the direction of the build. It should reject long periods of silent typing, greetings and stream setup, repetitive troubleshooting without a result section that depend heavily on earlier context, incomplete thoughts, low energy sections with no payoff, and moments where relevant app or code is unreadable. Um, so basically, what it's trying to do is going to kind of make it more succinct. And since the short form videos have a structure that kind of starts off with a hook, explanation, things that will help with retention, so it's putting all of those things in. Yeah, and then consider so transcript segmentation. Propose a reliable segmentation strategy. Consider sentence boundaries, speaker pauses, topic changes, 30 to 90-second candidate videos, overlapping videos, silence removal, uh, and etc. Avoid sending the entire transcript through an expensive model when small chunks or hierarchical summarization would work. So this would make it more cost effective as well. um, Candidate scoring: design a scoring framework such as 30% clear payoff or result, 25% standalone structure story, hook strength, educational value, speaking energy, and improve this scoring model and explain how it would be implemented. The system would distinguish between transcript based confidence, visual confidence, audio energy confidence, and overall short quality. Now, visual verification: for the top transcript candidates, extract representative frames and short, low resolution preview segments. Use a visual analysis to determine whether the app changed visibly, an error appeared, disappeared, a successful result appeared. So it's kind of building on the visual side of things now. Design the remotion component structure. Okay, now let's improve these types and propose a okay, so now they're just coming up with captions. Design a caption system for the support. Perfect. Screen cropping. Review interface. Learning from feedback. Infrastructure. And then it's also giving an MVP scope, because what we don't want is, we're not creating a SaaS product with this. This is just to help us internally. um, we can talk about whether we want to do a SaaS product later on, but for now, the whole scope of this is to allow redistribution of my videos. So we're going to keep it internal and local rather than putting it on a server or so. So that's how the scope, MVP scope, has been defined. um, so phase one is local proof of concept, and then a personal MVP. Okay, and then it has to kind of work on like the cost consideration as well, uh, to see which one would be better. Okay, so this is what we came up with. Okay, so now we're gonna give this whole detail to Codex and then let it rip. Okay. Okay. Okay, the brief is unusually complete and the core scope is clear. Milestone A only, with the review UI deferred until a real sample has passed end to end. I'm checking the local toolchain and current provider identifiers so can name dependency default instead of leaving set of choices to the implementer. So what okay, so we'll see how we can kind of what it comes up with. Basically, I put it into a plan mode instead, so there's just so that it has a full, complete knowledge of what it wants to build, and then we're gonna give it to like a medium or a light um, AI to get the coding done for it. Okay. There we go. Okay, now it's writing up a plan. Perfect. While this is working, let's see. There's an idea I've also been thinking about. Like that, ChatGPT would like to access data from other apps. Although I don't know what it's trying to do, but we'll see. We're going just into. Okay, so here is the plan that it came up with: local first stream to shorts implementation plan, build a green field TypeScript workspace into gated milestones, CLI vertical slicing just in OBS, recording, transcribe locally, select and preview candidates, then render into synchronized. The raw recording audio script and renders remain local. Only transcript segments are sent to an LLM when AI analysis is enabled. It's currently empty and is not initialized as git current machine checks found node 24. One thing and just set documentation. Make this block explicit. Use Alibaba model 2D USM compatible endpoint coin flash as the current cost effective default. Use coin 3.5 configure. Okay, use DeepSeek for flash along with non-thinking mode and JSON output. AI is optional and provides failure use deterministic phrase, confidence silence, and default media settings, repository structure, exact CLI vertical slice, transcription candidate selection, preview and render. Stream selection, decode, validation, clear stuff without MLS, extensively isolated chunks, checkpointing, timeouts, partial recovery. Okay. Support structure, but okay. Okay, so initial documentation. README files. Yep. Okay, guys, is Luna better or is Sol? Okay, let's not do that. Okay. So we'll let this run, see what it comes with, and I'll report back in another stream. But here's the plan again. We're doing this. We're creating a distribution network first before we actually return back to figuring out our recipe app. This way, we'd be able to kind of repurpose our streams into shorts, reels, and TikTok videos, and we're gonna post over there. While also, which is gonna allow us to build the stream up, and then we're gonna resume building our recipe app. Thank you everyone for joining. This was a great session, and